Hello there and welcome to this guide on Devil Jin in Tekken 7. I'm TheMainManSWE and I'm gonna do my best to explain this character to you. Devil Jin is very strong in Tekken 7, arguably one of the strongest characters and probably the strongest Mishima. So what makes him so strong? Let's go with a quick introduction to the character detailing why Devil Jin is such a beast in this game. So, in general, Mishimas have got very good punishment. Does Devil Jin have good punishment? He has the 1-1-2, Mishima standard flash punch, back 1-2, fantastic 12-frame punisher. He has the electric, a fantastic 14-frame move and punisher. He has an easy mode 15-frame launcher. He's the only Mishima to have this. Helps a lot, I would say. And what about his 50-50? Kazuya has a fantastic 50-50. Well, Devil Jin has an unseeable mid-launcher in while standing 2, 15 frames. He has a Hell Sweep, which of course is unseeable, and it gives a full proper launch. Okay, so he also has the 50-50. But does he have strings and pokes? Well, 4-4-2 could be one of the best mid-pokes in the game. Long range, completely safe, knockdown, wall splat. Up forward 4, which guarantees back 4. That's pretty good. Back 4 on its own. Blam. What does it do and counter it? Oh, okay. It gives a combo. Well, I'd say that's pretty good. Down forward 2 is pretty interesting. A mid poke, 15 frame, safe. Counter hit. Oh, also launches. Well, that's pretty good. He also has while standing 4, which is a fantastic mid poke. And down forward 1. Oh, you can add another hit to it. So we have a 13 frame mid poke where we can add another hit. And it's safe. Yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. Back 4-2-1. Kazuya is very easily stepped. Devil Jin, this tracks to both sides. I can do this on its own or both of them. Or end with a laser cannon. He seems very complete. And he has the homing moves as well. We have this. But we also have this. Safe knockdown, high damage homing move. Super fast. So, does he have throws? Command throw. This is a 1 break. This is a 2 break. 1 plus 2 break. So he has it all. Even has a super damaging, super laser throw here. 45 damage. 1 plus 2 break. So he also even has the throws. But does he have panic moves? He even has panic moves. Up 4 could be one of the best panic moves in the game. It crushes literally anything. If they throw a mid at you, you'll probably get knocked out of it, but anything else, I've seen it crush even mids. Just awesome, gives a combo. What else do I have to say? He even has the panic moves. And does he have combo damage? Yes, he has the combo damage. This is the easy mode, very easy, so this was the introduction to Devil Jin, and I hope you understand now why he's a beast and a force to be reckoned with. I will now very quickly cover Devil Jin's combos. That's very important to be able to do or master in Tekken. Like, every time you get a launch, you have to maximize the damage. And Devil Jin has got great damage, and of course, most of it will utilize the electric. So you gotta know how to do that move. If you don't, Google EWGF guide TheMainManSWE, and that video will teach you in very high detail about the move. But in short, it's a 14 frame high launcher, which on block is +5. So it's a fantastic move. It recovers really quickly, as you can see, so we can do multiple in succession. But let's go with the basic combos now. Bang! So the very super basic combo from an electric is 4-4-4 into this follow-up. You can see the notations below there. The hard mode combo, and this is hard, so you don't have to do this, but it's electric into forward 4, like so. This is very hard, and I don't recommend using it online. So that's for the electric. Easy from while standing 2 is this. Bang bang. slightly harder and more damaging is this. Like so. His max damage option from while standing 2, and arguably quite hard, is the multiple electrics. So that's linking electric. Even if I just do 3, it's 56 damage. Very respectable. And just, of course, this is very hard, but if you think it's fun linking electrics, like me, and this is very worth practicing. I mean, you're really going to get up the damage up from while standing 2. I mean, if you hit 4 of them, it's 62 damage if I remember correctly, yes. So, this is good stuff. And the next very notable launcher, of course, is his Hell Sweep. It's an unseeable launcher. Staple is bang bang, 2, back to 3, wait, forward 3+4. We can make this Hell Sweep combo slightly better by adding a 2 jab. So bound, dash into 2, and 4, 3+4. This will splat them far away, you know, if you have, if the wall is far away. So it's slightly harder, but I can really recommend practicing it. And if you hit the Hell Sweep point blank, you can do down 2 into while standing 2 for just a little bit more damage. But I gotta warn you, it has to hit point blank, otherwise it's not going to work. And the hardest option is Hell Sweep into electric. This is very, very tight and even harder online, but it gives me the Hell Sweep like huge damage suddenly. I'm gonna do a proper staple, bang, bang, bang. Yeah, 55 damage. Let's take a look at Devil Jin's game plan, and this can vary from player to player because he's so well rounded. There's a lot of useful moves in his move list. He can be played very aggressively, but also very defensively. So let's start with the defensive aspect, because that's something all the Mishimas do well. And Devil Jin is also included in that neat package. He has the electric, so this should incentivize you to get great movement, so you can create openings in your opponent's attacks and whiff punish with the electric, or sometimes even just a 1-1-2. This goes for sidestep as well into electric, or sidestep into 1-1-2. So, great movement and character knowledge will give you awesome rewards with Devil Jin and the other Mishimas. And like Kazuya, he has a very strong 50-50. So if I Hell Sweep like this, and I go for this combo, and he tech rolls, I can reset with a Hell Sweep. Or a Wild Standing 2, depending on if he ducks. There he ducked, so I went with a Wild Standing 2. 50-50 is a very big part of Devil Jin's game. And of course, if they decide to just lie down on the ground after you've done your stuff because they are afraid of the 50-50, this is where the back 4 comes in to force them to get up from the ground. So they have to tech roll to dodge the back 4, or they can back roll, but with a back roll you will also get a 50-50. So back 4 to incentivize your opponent to get up from the ground, and a 50-50 mix-up if they tech roll or back roll. It's just extremely strong. And then of course he can also be played very aggressively. I mean, the electric is +5 on block, amazing. He has the amazing jab, 1-2. Down forward 1-2 as mentioned previously, back forward 2-1. While standing 4, down back 2 into frame advantage, into whatever, into a throw. He has the throws. I mean, I'm going to mention it soon. I mean, he has amazing throws. So he can be played extremely offensively. And of course, another defensive aspect of a character is that if you're pressured a lot and you don't know what to do, up 4, I mean, it is punishable, but at certain occasions, and if you don't spam it, if it comes out of the blue, it's a very, very powerful defensive move. There's a myth out there that only scrub Devil Jins use this, and that's very far from the truth. It's a great move. Even JDCR himself told me the first time I met him, no, it was the second time I met him, he told me that He felt that Devil Jin was the easiest Mishima to play because of this. He called it Devil Jin's hop kick, and it is a great move. So, great defensive move. So, he can be played very offensively, and he can be played very defensively. Learn to punish properly, learn to move, character knowledge. You must utilize his 50-50 well. Two moves here that are unseeable, mid-launch, low-launch. And then utilize his great throws. If you want to be offensive, mix up the throws and use his amazing strings. And if they step you, keep them honest with back 4-2-1 or forward 4-4. Let's discuss Devil Jin's 50-50. And man, as I've mentioned, is it strong. You have the unseeable while standing 2. You can't react to this. It's minus 12, so it has some risk, but yeah, you get a launch if it hits. Hell Sweep. So he has both a mid unseeable launching option and a low launching option, also unseeable. The Hell Sweep is amazing, but of course, if they block it, you're going to get launch punished. And what makes this 50-50 very complicated for your opponent and stronger than Kazuya's, you know, Kazuya, if your opponent just steps to the left, which is the direction we always step Mishima's, he's going to evade your 50-50. But with Devil Jin, while standing 2, tracks to that side. So dealing with Devil Jin's 50-50 is much more complicated. You can't just always step to the left. So this is great for Devil Jin. And if you want to take less risk, you can do upward 4. Which of course guaranteed, as I mentioned previously, back 4 and gives awesome Okiseme after the flip there. Yeah, needless to say, a very strong move. It is steppable to both sides, so you gotta keep them honest here by doing sometimes forward 4 out of the Hell Sweep, or maybe even wave dashing into back 4-2-1. It can be a good 50-50 option. And for low, I would not recommend doing the CD3 options. CD3 can be good on an opponent lying down who's going to stand up, but it's super linear. If they step, you die. Same goes for CD3. But a 50-50 low option is, oh god, wave dashing into down back 2. Great high crushing properties. Great advantage on hit there. It's +5 or +6. But it is quite punishable. It's not launch punishable, but Kazuya and Eddie can launch punish this, you know, with Twin Piston and while standing 1-3, respectively. But it is a pretty damn good low. So, just to recap, while standing 2, Hell Sweep, amazing launching unseeable options. Hell Sweep, quite risky, but while standing 2, great, because it tracks to the Mishima, their weakness, you know, everyone steps to the left, while standing 2 tracks in that direction. Upward 4 is a safe mid option, it is steppable though, and down back 2 is a great low option to use in your 50-50. And now it becomes quite technical. You have to be able to do while standing 2 out of a crouch dash. This is done by doing a crouch dash and hitting back 2 very quickly after the crouch dash. This is the hardest thing you can do when it comes to Mishima technicality. You might see the electric as very difficult, and for sure it is, but mastering this on both sides, and in this game you have to be able to do this. You have to be able to very quickly be able to go into your opponent's face and high momentum while standing 2. You know, you don't want to do this. Run in, duck while standing 2. It's far too slow. Oh. Yeah, so that's a great thing. You have to learn how to do it. Yeah, that's Devil Jin's 50-50. Very strong indeed. So let's now take a second to discuss Devil Jin's punishing game, which is far above average in Mishima tradition. So, at 10 frames we have 1-1-2, the classic Mishima flash punch. Great, knockdown, and you can wave dash in into a 50-50, or just more pressure, I guess. It's great. You can also do 1-2-2 into frame advantage. But this also very interesting, he actually has a 2-2, which also is 10 frame. Bang bang, which does 30 damage. So instead of 1-2-2, if we do only 2-2, we get more damage. 2-2, 2-2. That sounds pretty awesome. So if you just do 2-2, more damage. So that's really good to know. He has back 1-2, which does 30 damage, knockdown and wall splat, and has got insane range. It very reliably punishes get up 4 kicks in comparison to Kazuya's back 1-2, which has got shorter range, unfortunately. Great move. You can even hold the input and taunt your opponents a bit, or go for some mind games. Oh, suddenly finished it. And looks like an awesome dance, you know, the Mishima Valse or something, or salsa. So that's good stuff. At 13th frame we get down for 4-4, which is quite useless. Why not use back 1-2 instead? And of course, at -15, well, if you're very quick, you can do the electric at 14 frames. So as you can see, I'm reliably punishing here. The tsunami he's doing, down forward 4-4, is -15. And I have good execution, so I get the launch every time. But we can also do easy mode down 3-4, which is 15 frame, mid. It's got quite short range, but he's the only Mishima to have this. An easy mode, 15 frame launch, so you don't even have to bother if you have a hard time with the electric. If you just know a move is -15 or more, just press down 3-4 at the same time for the can-cans. So great standing block punishment. And for the low, I'm just going to record Eine Hell Sweep. This is the while standing block punishment, so for low attacks. While standing 4 into frame advantage, +6 on hit, amazing. You can do the while standing 4-4 for more damage. And of course at -15, we get while standing 2 into combo. If you are very technical, you know, you can crouch cancel into an electric. This is difficult to do, but it's worth learning how to do it, but you don't really need to with EWGF. You can do while standing 2, but of course you cannot bound after while standing 2. You can't bound after an electric, so there's a difference here in damage. So his while standing punishment is amazing. And when it comes to wave punishment, you have the electric. Yeah, what else do I have to say? For example, if Heihachi does a forward 2, you know, a move that is punishable, but it's got this massive knockback, forward 3+4 will actually punish a lot, like the Paul Death Fist. These, when you need a long range punisher, forward 3+4 is great. You really should start using this if you're not using it yet for long range punish. It's great. Just don't have it blocked because you're going to use a launcher. It's launch punishable. So EWGF's punishing game is great. EWGF's pokes and strings. Let's cover them. First thing to mention, and very important, is that his jab has got sick range. It's the best hitbox out of all the Mishima jabs. I mean, you can really see how far away it connects. And something that demonstrates this is, for example, if I would do while standing 2 into 2 electrics, if I dash them properly, I can actually connect the jab there. This is something, as you saw that connect, right? Kazuya and Heihachi cannot do that. So that's because his jab has got a big hitbox. So that's really good to know. So jab and just 1-2, great tools with EWGF. And he also has the Mishima while standing 4, a +6, almost went Swedish mode there, a +6 mid poke, super useful. He has a 13 frame down forward 1, which you can add a second hit to. This is a very linear string, so it's easy to step, but it's perfectly safe. On counter hit, it's a natural combo. You can delay the second hit and hope to catch people off guard. A really solid string. And for people who step, we have the laser cannon. It's perfectly safe on block. People can step the last hit, but usually you just do the first, which is safe, of the first 2. This tracks both ways and is a natural combo. So these two combined sort out a lot of troublesome situations. The first 2 hits are -10, but you always have the threat of you adding the last hit. So amazing strings. Another noteworthy string is 4-2-4, which is a natural combo. But if they block the first hit and you add the 4, oh, you get a juggle. So that's a really good option. Up forward 4, as mentioned previously, fantastic. Low crush, mid, safe, guaranteed back 4. Enough said, as some cool guy would say, I guess. For low pokes, I mean back 4, this is not a low poke, but I feel like back 4 should be mentioned after up forward 4. Counter hit, launcher, you've heard about this move before, good range, completely safe. And then low pokes, down back 2, great frame advantage. It can be stepped both sides, although it tracks slightly better to his weak side, I think, if they step to the left. But a pretty damn good low poke. He high crushes a lot as he does it, compared to down 3, where he doesn't crush anything. But this move has got great range, and it's only -12. Down back 2 is -14, I think. So Kazi and Eddie can launch you. Then down 3 is the better option. But as I said, he doesn't crush anything as he does that. Down for 2, completely safe mid, and counter hit launcher. A great tool. He has up forward 3, very linear, so very steppable, but a low crush +3 on block mid. So pretty decent, but I would advise you to do instead wave dash or crouch dash into up forward 3. Just to, he's the only Mishima to be able to do this, a crouch dash into a while running 3. Wave dash, and then input up forward 3 after a crouch dash motion, and you will get this. So that's very good to know. Yes, and that's it. Those are the basics of Devil Jin poking. Yes, let's discuss Devil Jin's throws. Devil Jin has the best throw game out of the Mishimas. You're getting very used to hearing that now. But yes, there's a lot of stuff Devil Jin does well, and throws are included. So for default throws, we have this classic Mishima throw. Nothing spectacular here. No amazing ground game situation afterwards. 2-4 used to be really good historically, but he has a new animation in Tekken 7, and it's Angel's throw from tag 2. Doesn't give any decent ground options afterwards, so nothing very notable here. So this was a nerf to Devil Jin. But then of course he has dedicated 1, 2 and 1+2 breaks. Very, very useful. So for the 1 break we have complicated wire. That actually gives a pretty decent ground game there. Look how close he is to me, and I recover quickly. And 40 damage. This is a good throw. And then we have down for 2+3, which does also 40 damage. Is a 2 break. Pretty decent ground game here as well. You recover faster than the opponent. A good throw. And then for 1+2 break, very quickly we can do Stonehead. Forward 1+2 out of a wave dash. This is a great throw. And the thing is here, most of the time your opponent is going to tech roll out of that. So then you can... Oh God, I have missed inputs today. So we Stonehead, tech roll, apply a 50-50. This is very, very strong. If they don't tech roll, I feel like I want to show this as well. Look at his health bar. Did you see? It looked like the back 4 was guaranteed. So if you don't tech roll, the thing is, it actually hits guaranteed. So either you can go for a follow-up, or they tech roll and you get a 50-50 opportunity, more pressure. So it's a really good throw. And he also has a 45 damage laser throw, which is a 1+2 break. Leaves them right in front of you. Pretty decent situation. Nothing amazing, but a very cool looking throw. Yeah, some great throws. Wouldn't you agree? We are now going to take a look at Devil Jin's ground game. So that's what do we do when the opponent is grounded? And Devil Jin, true to his nature, has got some of the best options here. And when I say some of the best options, I'm of course referring to back 4. Back 4 is just, I explained very early on in this video why it's a fantastic mid, but it very reliably hits grounded opponents from quite far away as well. As you can see, I'm standing quite far away here. It connects, and it doesn't matter what side they're on. Yeah, just one of the best overall utility moves in the game. It has so many uses. So when someone's grounded because they don't want to stand up into another one of your 50-50s, why would they want to do that? It's so risky. Go with back 4 and have them respect you, have them stand up again. So yeah, I just cannot say enough about this move. And if they actually try to get up kick as you're doing this, they are going to get counter hit and you get a launch. So yeah, reset all over again. And of course they flip around and you have the time to run up and go with another mix-up either way. So it's so good. And down back 2, the great low also hits grounded. This is very good to know. Down 3, long range low poke hits grounded from very far away. Pretty good. -12 on block. And of course he has down 1+2, which is a laser, and you might think it's unblockable, but it's not. If they quick stand and crouch block this, they're going to block and be able to punish you. So it's not that good actually, but it hits from quite far away, does okay damage, but I just don't see why you would go for that over back 4, because the laser, they slide away from you into safety. Back 4, they flip around like idiots, and you can go follow up, you know, with something very quickly. And this move I wouldn't use to hit grounded, even though it does, because it's slow. There's really no reason to go with it above back 4. But CD3 is a great option because it will hit people who are standing up. So it will hit grounded like so, and if it hits them while they're doing a get up kick, for example, they are going to get launched like this. Or if they quick stand into a duck and you get a combo. So CD3 can have its uses, but I just wouldn't use it too much, because if it's stepped, you know, or if they're grounded and they roll on the ground, you are going to get punished. But so this is the essence of Devil Jin's ground game. And now lastly, I'm going to go through Devil Jin's rage options. And like everyone else, he has a rage art, believe it or not. And it's not very good. I mean, it's launch punishable just like everyone else's. It has a very stylish animation, but the thing is, first off, you'd think it's got great range judging by the animation, but look at this, it's gonna whiff. No! So that's not the worst range out of all the rage arts, but it sucks because if I have my back towards the wall now, and my opponent stands as close as the other Devil Jin is standing right here, it's going to go right over them and whiff. So if you have your back towards the wall, and they are close to you, pressuring you, you can't really use the rage art. So that really sucks for Devil Jin. And then he has a rage drive, of course, and it's not very good. You know the hell sweep? You get a combo and it's launch punishable. Well, his rage drive hell sweep is slightly safer. It's slightly easier to get a higher damage combo from it, and it's not launch punishable. Well, some characters, Paul can launch it with back 3. But it's -14, and he recovers slightly ducking, so the classic 1-1-2 or back 1-2 will whiff, but down forward 1 strings will connect, and other types of punishers with lower hitting hitboxes. So it's a safer-ish hell sweep, and you can very easily do the electric combo afterwards like this. For quite decent damage. You've seen Kudans use this effectively, you know, on JDCR. It's really cool, but most of the time people will use the rage art because, yeah, flash, and yeah, it is safe for the hell sweep, but it's -14. So So yeah, it's just nothing terribly amazing here. But those are Devil Jin's rage options, and yeah, finally I just want to say that I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope it taught you something, even if it was something very, very small and minuscule. I hope it was something at least. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video.